Good morning, it's September 20th, 2024. We're critiquing the news, and on your screen is an opinion editorial from the Cairns Post titled Great Barrier Reef. The threat is real and it's now. Once again, as usual, as we've come to expect, our local newspaper that claims to support its local city's reef tourism industry has given pride of place to a reef scare story penned by an individual whose income and career depends on a never-ending series of scare stories about the reef to continue tricking gullible politicians into channeling money taken from us by threat of violence to them to perpetuate their never-ending series of scare stories when the overwhelming majority of us would rather that money was directed to police or hospitals or not taken from us at all. And contrary to the implied assertions from the grant-dependent chief scientists at the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority, your four-wheel drive and your coal-fired electricity do not and cannot change the temperature of the oceans, as CO2 cannot and does not trap heat. The heat it does intercept and re-radiate occurs at a very high altitude where it's much colder, and the weak energy from that cannot make its way down to a warmer system and heat that system. It's simple second law of thermodynamics at play. And the infrared radiation that's accused of warming the water, of course, can't warm water. The best it can do is evaporate the top micrometer of water. And as with sweat, when it evaporates off your body, that has a net cooling effect. Now, the temperature of the ocean is moderated by the sun primarily, with a little bit of local help from subsea volcanism and tectonic activity, none of which are in any way affected by human activities. The op-ed also discusses the Crown of Thorns Starfish Control Program, which is the only taxpayer-funded genocide of a native species in the modern era, and it's a disgrace to scientists everywhere. The Crown of Thorns is known to the old Torres Strait fishers as the reef's gardener, and its role is one of renewal, much as fire has a role in renewing Australia's dry sclerophyll forests. I can accept the comment, quote, "We need to acknowledge that the reef is going to change significantly in the coming decades," end quote, because it always has and it always will, due to coral's evolutionary superpower, bleaching, which certain scientists seem to misunderstand rather profitably. We know with certainty that corals do better in warmer water than in colder water. Distribution maps prove that conclusively, and we're nearing the end of a long interglacial period. The cold will return, and it will be natural climate change that has nothing to do with humanity that shrinks the reef back to the equator for the coming hundreds of thousands of years.